Hey, I'm actually just about to go live on mine. Okay. All right. So welcome to the Earth is Ghetto podcast. We have some topics for you, but first things first, we are going to jump right into our mental health check-in. And thankfully, we've been consistent. Yeah. So it's only been a few days.
Y'all should be proud of us.
You really should. This is a very mentally ill household. Very. It's hard. It's hard out here for a pimp. It's not.
It's money for his rent.
Do you know what I mean? And we, nigga.
Oh, this is fucking cut and snap and rent tomorrow. Anyways, mental health.
Anyway, horrendous. No, let me stop. Yeah, to be honest with you, it's been really good to try and get more into my creative bag while horrific things are happening. I was just making notes over some of the TV shows that I'm going to be reviewing for Not Your Magical Negro podcast, because we are bringing that back. So I'm not going to lie. It's not good, but I am distracting myself in a productive way, and that feels healthy. That's all I got. How about you, friend?
My mental health, I want to say it's the thing that's keeping me sane. I've been putting more focus on my creativity and just music, singing, like that's really the only thing. And of course, community has been keeping me sane as well. But I find that focusing more on just the arts has been keeping things good up here.
Honestly, you just think less about, I don't know, it's very easy for you to just not want to be here. Mm-hmm. It's very easy to succumb to the seasonal depression. How many people did not make it past a season of depression? Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, we don't have to wait for the holidays for. You know what I mean? So I think that what's really, really important, especially right now, is to be able to reach out to whatever you can that is going to give you some type of peace, some type of safety, some type of and also as long as we're on the subject, it's not just about having like a safe place when you go home, but that's a big part of it. It's also about giving yourself a safe place. It's also about giving yourself grace. There's a lot of negative self-talk, especially if you are not neurotypical. There is a lot of negative self-talk that we give to ourselves because we're not doing the norm, or we're not saying what we're supposed to say, or we're not reacting the way that we're supposed to. So I think it's really important, especially now, to give ourselves as much grace as humanly possible and to make sure that we're a safe space for ourselves and not just trying to find a safe place, because it's going to start with you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it.
Let's get this thing started, y'all.
I'm going to let you go ahead and start.
And you know what? We're just going to go in order. Girl.
All right.
So, never would I have thought that we would be in a space as human beings where we are having debates if human beings deserve food as a right. Because y'all, apparently it's a luxury now. I guess I was cut out the loop. I guess food is just a luxury, you know. If you don't work, you don't eat, which is, again, master the slave mentality. Because what are you bringing to the plantation if you're not working? Get a job, which, by the way, most of these motherfuckers have a job.
70% of the people on Snap.
Minimum wage is still $7.25. So it's just really, it saddens me. It pisses me off. We gotta grow out. We gotta start growing our food, y'all.
Yeah. I feel like I've been having these conversations with people where, in my mind, this feels like common sense. People deserve to eat. I don't think you need to have to do anything to deserve food. I think you simply being alive is enough for you to deserve food. I feel like you being alive is enough for you to get free education. The same things that we are using our tax dollars for in America to give to Israel. And I will say it, a terrorist state.
Yep.
But we're not willing to go ahead and give any of those things to ourselves. Apparently the U.S. was the only one in, I think it was like a Geneva Convention that said that people don't deserve free food. I put up a video earlier where I'm seeing so many people get on the internet and say like, oh my God, they're defrauding the government. They're taking all kinds of things for the government, and that's why I'm poor. My tax dollars shouldn't have to go to that. Your tax dollars pay for rights in a whole other country that you don't get. You're defrauded every day, B. Every day you're defrauded. What are you talking about? And the worst part is that you're not willing to look at actually whose hand is in your pocket. You really think that it's the people on Snap. Those are the people who have their hands in your pocket. Do you know that they just sent $40 billion to Argentina and $20 billion food for everybody? Free food for everybody. Mm-hmm. Because this may be radical, but I don't think that we should have to pay for food. I think we should have to pay for cooked meals because that's a skill. As a chef, right? As a person who loves to cook, I like buying the ingredients should cost me nothing. I'm just going to be honest with you. Buying the ingredients to cook should cost me nothing. Now, if you want a hot meal from someplace where there's a waitress and a chef and all of those things, those people deserve to be paid. But also, I think that waitresses should be getting $20 an hour. I think $20 an hour should be minimum wage.
Ooh, you're going to piss them off with that.
I think, and that means I don't care if you are a barista or you're a janitor or you are just like, I don't care who you are. You should be able to make enough money to pay your bills. Mm-hmm. That's what I think.
And mind you, and the fact that people get mad at that.
Yes.
When mind you, right now in this economy, during these times, a livable wage is $64 an hour. Yes, this is not an exaggeration.
You can look it up. You can actually look it up. $64 an hour. And that is to make sure that you're good. Not rich. Not rich, friend. So that you're good.
I'm trying to make sense as to why I'm seeing some people have glee at the fact that, oh, now they can get a job, or haha, that's what they get. Y'all are fucking wicked. You know, like, y'all are actually disgusting people. And it just, I don't know, it just really saddens me. Like we said before, if it can happen over there, it can happen here. We put sanctions on all these people abroad as far as like food and stuff goes over there for them. It can happen here. What does that say when it can be taken away just like that by your government? What does that say? You know?
The amount of control that they have over us that we are at this point willing to allow is disturbing and disconcerting to me. I would expect at this stage that everybody would have canceled the holidays and said, I'm not paying taxes until this is fixed. I didn't even say stop going to work. I didn't even, which by the way, would be one of the steps. Mm-hmm. Because I promise you, I don't care if it's black queer people, if it's all black people, if it's all women, just everybody who is not being completely eviscerated mentally by this administration. If we were all to get together and say, well, guess what? You no longer get our labor.
Like we saw a hint of that from COVID.
One word. Nepal. I need you guys to look it up. I need you to look up what happened in Nepal. The fact that they went ahead and toppled their government, went ahead and cleaned the streets after all of the riots, made people take back what they stole, and then had a whole election on Discord. That's accessibility. That's making sure that every person has a voice and has a right. The government, Nepal's government fled in helicopters. And I think that we need to do the same thing so that Mango Mussolini and his catheter needs to be escaping the White House. I swear to God, that's the way it really needs to go. That's what really needs to happen. Mm-hmm.
it's mind-boggling to me when y'all say, "Oh, I don't want my taxes paying for this, and I don't want my taxes paying for that." And now look. And me and Mallory went to Dollar General today.
Mm-hmm.
Someone ran out with a full bag. They called the police and everything, of course. What's like, why are we doing that? But anyways, yeah, it's already starting. The SNAP hasn't been taken away yet.
But I want you
Starts
guys,
tomorrow.
yeah, bro. But I also need. But remember, October's money gone, so they already
So
they
it's
already
starting.
ate it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what'd you do with October's money? They ate it. Stupid. But one of the issues that I think that I'm having the most with this is that people aren't realizing what cutting off SNAP benefits is actually going to do. You have to understand that most crime that we experience is crimes of poverty. Stealing, drugs, getting food, etc. That's usually what happens, right? Now, and we also know that the system of slavery is still legal only within the prison system. So if they cut a bunch of people's food off and they're going to go out of their way to make sure they can feed their families by any means necessary, as they should, what they're really doing is trying to make sure that they have a new slave labor force. That's all this is. Because the more that you go ahead because you can't get away with it every time. They're going to catch you eventually. And when they do, you're going to go to jail, where they're going to put you into a field to whether you are picking cotton, picking fruit. I need people to realize it's something that's going on today, friend. It's why cutting off food is so much more nefarious than we think. It's why it's so insane to hear people like upset that people were getting food in the first place. For those people, I need you to understand that you are closer to being a beneficiary of SNAP than you are ever to being a millionaire. You could slip on some shit and break a leg today and all of a sudden 6 months no work, in arrears, eviction. I feel like people don't realize how quick this happens. How quick it happens where you could go from inside of a home to on the street. But you think there's a real difference between you and the homeless bum outside. You think that they just made terrible decisions to get there. That's what you think.
And I dare you to trade places with them while you talking all this shit about, oh, they taking advantage of it. Oh, they doing this. Y'all don't need snow crab legs. Y'all don't need red lobster. It lets me know once again how y'all believe that poor people should always be in misery at all times.
It's almost like you
They
want
should
to
always be
remind
miserable.
them.
Like oh, I see you got your nails did though. It's like how dare you find any ounce of joy? How dare you? Because we don't see you. We see you as a deviant. You're not a productive member of society. You want to be poor. What you getting lobster for?
And it's so crazy because like if we look at the caste system in India and we think it's so barbaric, what do you think is happening here? What do you think is happening here? You are so uncomfortable with poor people enjoying their lives. Live restricted for some audiences. We already knew it was going to happen. I feel like we don't, and this is the worst part of it all, at least for me, is like we are so stupid that we will go ahead and look down on the person who has quote unquote defrauded the government while the government takes 30% of your check and puts it towards war and free healthcare for another country. You sound low functioning. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting couple of months. Oh my God. Well, something tells me that, because this is what he does. Trump is going to wait till and then November 4th is elections. He's going to wait till November 3rd or some shit and be like, oh, save the day. And you know how he is.
Don't they love to go ahead and put you in the worst position
Just
and
like
then pretend to be your
stimulus
savior?
checks. Yeah. I got to make sure my name is on it. This is what this man is.
It was our money. It was our money that was being given to us. The government didn't give us a handout. It was our money. Okay, it's fine.
But yeah, I just really wanted to be known or to remind y'all that, and y'all not gonna like what I'm about to say, but when we say like the imperial boomerang effect, like what do you think we mean? This is decades and decades of us, you know, voting for the lesser of two white supremacists, voting for the lesser of two war criminals. Mm-hmm. And we've been saying, y'all sleeping on that foreign policy shit. Y'all not paying that shit attention because that shit does affect us. They starving folks overseas, now we about to be starved. The stop over there, the stop over here. So it's like, wake up.
It's almost like because they feel like they have streaming services and electricity. They're just like, oh, it's not the same.
Right. That's different.
As if, by the way, as if the people who are going through this in other countries don't have those things. But I digress. I'll leave it alone because I at some point we're gonna have to realize that this country is it's just a third world country with a Gucci belt on, and we're just not willing to admit that.
This is the Death Star and the Fire Nation. In real life, we are the bad place.
There's no war in Bossing Sight.
So it's like this whole, well, if we would have voted for the lesser white supremacists, no, there is no saving America. From its inception, fascism has been here. And this is, again, years and years and years and years and years of just pretending like everything's just peachy. We are a settler colonial state disguised as a country. Mm-hmm. I have to remind folks of that. But anyways, moving on.
Go ahead, friend. You put this one on there, so I'll let you take this one.
Yes. This is a thought I had. The next topic is about awareness, and just because, especially as neurodivergent people, I feel like we just can't help but to know the bullshit that is going on at all times. We have very strong pattern recognition. And I feel like, yes, it's a gift and a curse, but I want to ask you, do you feel like it's leaning more towards the gift part or more towards the curse part? Because oftentimes, I'm gonna be honest, friends, sometimes I'm like, damn, this is hell, because I'm seeing so much shit going on, and when I talk to people about it, I get gaslit or I get looked at crazy. So it's like, I'm glad that I left the Matrix, don't get me wrong, but sometimes it can really play with your mental, and it's like, if this is what it's going to be like for the rest of my life, sometimes it brings me down. So like, I just wanted to see what your thoughts were. Like, do you see it being a gift or a curse if you had to pick one?
I'll be honest with you, I don't think that I could. I feel like it's 100% both. And sometimes it's both simultaneously. Mm-hmm. Like if you've ever gone to therapy and you know that you are digging into something fucked up that you don't want to, but it's almost like clearing out an infection, right? You don't have a choice. In order to heal, you gotta clear out the infection. And clearing out the infection hurts. You ever had road rash? Ever had somebody have to go ahead and like scrape the concrete out of the skin? For me, that's kind of the best, euphemism that I can use for whether it is a gift and a curse, because I believe it is both. Mm-hmm. Because I think it's both because it hurts. The awareness is painful, but once you are aware and you are actually anchored in the fact that you are aware and no one can gaslight you into any type of bullshit, there is a sense of peace that comes with that. So that's why I feel like it's definitely both. It has to be both, because we couldn't say that it's all the time a curse, because then we're saying that every single time we try to find out anything, every single time we decide to peel back the layers, nothing positive happens. And I never want that to be the rhetoric, because I feel like we have to never stop discovering, no matter how painful it is. Whether you're deconstructing Christianity, whether you're deconstructing capitalism, whatever the case is, we still have to continue to peel those layers back. We really don't have a choice.
Yeah.
I think it's super important, and I feel like it's super sad that unfortunately the bad does outweigh the good in reference to the awareness. And the reason why I say that is because it's work. It's real work being that aware.
Right, especially like when it comes to like feelings of loneliness, like because again, trying to like have these conversations with just everyday people, it looks like I got kicked off live.
Oh my God.
What? I didn't even.
Live access removed.
What? Are you serious right now?
Wait, hold on.
What the fuck?
Wait, this live violates our community guidelines. Nudity and body exposure.
if that's the case, then why didn't you do it on both?
I got titties. What you? Okay, listen.
Whatever.
Wow.
What?
Should I put on a sweater? Should I put on a sweater? That's crazy. They really just kicked you off for nudity.
That is crazy.
I guess appeal it, friend. That's so strange.
Hey, what else can I do?
But
that is wow.
The censorship is so insane. It's one of the reasons why you can't depend on apps like TikTok, no matter how convenient it may be. You always have to have a backup. You just have to. You have to have a backup. There's nothing that you can really do. I'm just a little shocked because nothing was happening and it was just cleavage. I've seen people on here, you know what?
It's
fine.
Print or bulge out.
I've seen actual hole.
Like, what are we talking about?
On TikTok. I've seen hole. And this is just my chesticles. You know what I mean? I can't do anything about these. They really just kicked you. Anyway.
How dare you have breasts?
I'll talk to my mom about it. Like, I don't, what are we, okay, it's fine.
Which one should I pick? It says select a reason.
My life does not contain the content mentioned in the notice, because it doesn't.
Right, it doesn't.
Like, we're not doing anything crazy. Like, nobody's like, there's no nipples out on TikTok right now. But I guess maybe me saying that might also be bad. I don't fucking know. Anyway,
this is why I can't take this app like seriously.
I truly can't. It's okay. Oh gosh.
Well,
we'll just move on.
Better be my phone and yours since we upload from yours.
I know, right? We upload
Holy
from
shit.
this one, so I guess I'm glad. Whatever.
Yeah, you know.
But we'll go ahead and move on to the.
If that happens, we can come up with a plan B for when that happens.
I know, no, for real. Which honestly, it's why. See, we should have been running the Streamlabs just to make sure, in case this don't go, that we have a recording. But it's okay. We know for next time. But we're just gonna move on to the next topic. That's crazy. The censorship that happens to us live. The earth is truly ghetto. Let's move on. It's fine. Yep. So I wanted to go and put this up because when I say that evil is taught, this is actually a clip of Benjamin Netanyahu, which, by the way, is not even his real last name. Might be Klein or Goldstein or something, who knows. But this is one of the things that I wanted you guys to understand, because we think of this evil as if it's just like so cartoonish. Mm-hmm. Like it is not purposeful, methodical, and PhD level manipulation. I feel like we're not really holding on to that as a thing, so I wanted to play this.
Get somebody to blow up a bus full of children or a building full of innocent civilians. You have to grind it into their minds. You have to wash their brains and tell them there's a higher cause out there. It's religious, ethnic, racial, whatever. And for that higher cause, you can disregard all the normal rules of morality to get somebody.
So, and that was a short clip, right? But I want you to understand exactly what this man said. He basically let us know how he was able to brainwash a country into being okay with children dying. Now let's think bigger for a second. In America, we are actually arguing on whether it is okay or moral to feed people. This is implanted. They want to dehumanize poor people and make you feel like you are so much more above it, and these people are trying to take something from you. They want to give you a bigger, overarching message that you don't even realize that you are truly choking on. I also think that it's very interesting that we have completely dehumanized anything that any of our military does in other countries. We will find a reason. We will say it's okay. And do you know why? Because the way that we've been indoctrinated as Americans is that we are better and we are moral, and any decision that we make is for a higher morality. Tell me how that's different from what Benjamin Netanyahu just said.
Anything that you think is good in this country, I promise you've been propagandized by it. You say, oh, well, America's this and that. No, I promise you, it's propaganda. We are debating if human beings deserve to eat. And psychological warfare is right in Israel's playbook, by the way. That's the first step. So it's just, I don't know.
And it's a playbook they didn't even make up. It's a playbook they were given. By the Anglo-Saxon powers that be. They're literally following a playbook. Dehumanize, eradicate, build on top of, steal. That's it.
It's kind of like a fucking horror film when you really
Yes.
think about it, because
Yes.
like this whole they are ethnically cleansing folks because when the Messiah comes back, when Jesus comes back, and every knee shall bow and all this other dumb shit. It's really scary. Like that's a scary movie. That's scary. That's hard for me when it comes to scary movies, y'all. I love scary movies, but it's hard to like make me like, oh my god, that's some scary shit. What America and Israel is doing, settler colony, like.
And the reason why America's okay with it is because we are also a settler colonial state.
Mm-hmm. Disguised as a country.
Disguised as a country.
And it has truly not paid for its crimes.
Ever. There's been no reparations.
Yeah.
Not for black folks. Not for Native Americans. Not for the Japanese who were in internment camps in the 50s. Not like I could go on because we've literally done this to every single race in America. Some races just have shorter memories than others.
And as you can see, white supremacy implodes on itself.
Every time.
Because for as long as we have like a multipolar world, America, it would do anything it can, even if it means turning that shit inwards on its own people.
It's true.
You have Native Americans getting snatched up by ICE. And I'll just leave it at that.
And I don't think you can find more of a U.S. citizen than the Native Americans in this country. But then there's a lot of Americans that say that, guess what? It can't happen to me. There's white Americans who have been picked up. What do you think gonna happen to us?
And then to the 92%, oh, well, this ain't my fight, and I'm gonna sit this out. I'm black American. They ain't gonna get me. They are. Mind you, they've been doing this, by the way, too, as well.
They plan on it.
But they are.
They're doing it right now.
Yeah.
Present tense. This is not, if something gets bad, this will happen. No, boo-boo. It's happening right now, as we speak.
I read a little, and yeah, maybe a little tipsy, but I did read something from Asada Shakur and talking about how, and yes, this goes into Afro-pessimism. I know that's like a debatable thing for some people. But I've been looking into Afro-pessimism more, and we was talking about how will black people ever, are we actually free? Will we ever reach freedom? Because yes, the most incarcerated, they need more slaves. But also think how we have all these cops in all these black neighborhoods, surveillance and all this other stuff, patrolling all these black neighborhoods just like they do in the prisons. And it's like after that, so we have that, and then when we die, I don't know.
No,
I forgot what the book was called. It was really good.
No,
I'll have to show it to you.
No, and I definitely feel like we need to see it. But I feel like one of the biggest issues that I'm having right now is the fact that people are truly not angry enough. They are underreacting in the most disgusting way. Like the fact that food has been cut off for a portion of people should make us all upset, because that portion of people was still spending money in the stores. Maybe you forgot. It makes no sense why you would think That's something that actually stimulates the economy, which is people buying food, which I don't agree with. But it's stimulating the economy on a regular basis, the money that they are putting in. But you do the same thing with immigrants. They get nothing. Hey, Issa. They get nothing. They get nothing in reference to what this country has to offer. They don't get shit. They pay into a system they can't even retire on. They can't vote. A lot of times you're like, oh, you voted for this. How? Tell me, no, explain it to me like I'm 5. Tell me how they did that. I would love to know. Please tell me, friend. I would love to know. No? Okay.
If anything, like if I'm being real with y'all, if anything, the veil is being lifted for once again for the country that we live in right now.
I'm tired, y'all, not gonna lie.
I'm tired
friend.
too. I am tired too. Because let me tell you, as fucking crazy as this man in the office right now is, he is still no crazier than Andrew Jackson or George Washington. Because from the inception of this fucking country, well, I have to keep saying this. Come on, y'all. The Imperial boomerang strikes again.
I'm telling you. And when you bootlick, the boomerang just comes back at you so much faster. I promise you. The ones who are bootlicking right now, who've got all that leather down their throats as we speak, I promise you, you are so inert. You are so you are so locked into the system they told you exists that you have no problem shitting on other people to make a point while you go broke.
This is what they want.
The thousandaires need to shut the fuck up, because all you need is a bad day, y'all. One sickness, one accident, one something. And let me tell you something. 6 months, you're on the street. 6 months, everything is in arrears. 100 airs, exactly. In 6 months, you don't have a place to live. You could be just as homeless as the person who you were shitting on a few months before. And now you both digging out of the same garbage can.
Yep.
But you don't think it can happen to you, so you refuse to look at those people like fucking people. You want to pretend that everybody is just buying lobsters and whatever. And even if they were, now what? No, just out of curiosity, I want anybody to answer me. If they're buying lobsters, if they're buying oxtail, if a grill complete, if they are giving buying all of this shit, tell me what happens to you.
And that's how I know a lot of y'all are programmed, because y'all really don't care. Y'all just been programmed to just hate poor folks. Because, again, you wouldn't trade places with these folks who you are dragging, saying, oh, they taking advantage of it, and it must be nice to do this and that, have that. Trade places with them then, because you can't be on Snap if you are not in the fucked up situation.
Period. And honestly, everybody should be defrauding the government to get free food.
Absolutely.
Sorry. If you are stealing from the government, I agree. Now what? Do you know why I say that? Because the government steals from us daily.
Yep.
Ever heard of wage theft?
Taxes. Hello?
It's okay, well, we gonna move on. Now, actually, in the same vein, the next topic that I put on there was what radicalized you. Now, the video that I am going to play this is a white woman, by the way. Oh.
Let me try it again.
Wait, what? No.
Wow.
That's
when's the video
crazy.
come out?
No, hold on.
They said, hold up now.
Oh my God.
When did this video come out? It came out today?
It came out just a few days ago.
Wow.
It came out just a few days ago. So there was a video that I was about to play that is now gone. That was about a white woman who was saying, hey, listen, I have gone to jail quite a few times for shoplifting. I said, but I want you to understand exactly how this system goes. That they will go ahead and put a warrant out for your arrest not even notify you, just so they can pick you up later. And she was like, these are the things that radicalized me to understand that this system is so ridiculously specific, almost evilly eloquent in the way that they make sure that as soon as they put those cuffs on you, as soon as they say book 'em Dano, there's nothing you could do to ever make your life right again. They want to make sure that if you ever apply for a job, that we're riding your back on whatever level that you can think of. Come to find out, at the end of the video, I don't know why I didn't download it. I should have downloaded this shit. This was so dumb. I'm here thinking, I don't know, free speech. And one of the biggest things that was happening to her within that was her realizing that they didn't want to notify her of certain things just so she could go to jail for it. Because the free labor from this white woman was going to be more important, because guess what? A body's a body. That's the only way slavery changed. Mm-hmm. You just don't know that you could be a slave yet. Mm-hmm. Black people have always known that they want to send us back. You just didn't think that you were also going to be a part of the people that we decide to group up and use in the prison system to make sure that you are working for us. The 1%. Because that's all we do is tap dance and pussy pop for the 1%. Which is why I'm always going to tell you, all these celebrities that want to sell you shit, those are the pories of the 1%. And the pories of the 1% are literally just for our entertainment purposes.
Yep. Nothing more, nothing less.
Because I don't care how much money Jay-Z has. You think he got? Do you think he got like Goldman Sachs money? He a billionaire, and he still don't got Goldman Sachs money. Think about what that means. Anyway, I guess we'll move on to the last topic, because that video is still up. What the fuck?
And I just want to piggyback off of that. There are a lot of poor folks I'm seeing, because this is how they get you. $50,000 we'll give you if you join ICE. Oh, we need some. Hey, join the military. It's all by design. It's all intentional. I keep trying to tell folks that.
And I'm sorry if you are.
I saw a video of a black man who was in ICE choke slam this Jamaican woman. I thought I sent it to you, actually. This is where we're at, y'all. Again, it's all intentional.
If you, and that's why they're making us hungry, 100%, because they either want you to be working on their side or working on their side. So either you do
you want to get out of prison? Oh, we got something we can do for you. We got a deal. Help us join the state.
Be an overseer for us.
Yep. Be an overseer. Keep this white supremacist regime alive.
And they were going to make you pick a side, which is why they're taking away your food. So you either turn into a criminal or you decide to go work for the state as a terrorist.
They know exactly what the fuck they're doing. You couldn't pay me a mother. You couldn't pay me.
I swear to God, I would rather drag my pussy across the Sahara. I would rather go ahead and use my labia as earrings in real time. Let me tell you something.
I would drag my booty hole on a land of sea urchins.
You see what I'm saying? I would rather you take a bat. I'd rather you take the bat from Walking Dead. You remember Lucille? Go ahead and dip that in sand and corrode that in acid, and I'd rather get hit with it than for me to go ahead and work for ICE. Bitch, you fucking lying.
And this is why I say, like, again, good people just don't take jobs like cops, joining ICE. If you're a good person, you don't take jobs like that.
You just don't. Like, even right now, there was a guy who I was talking to who I'm not going to name because that nigga don't matter. But he was telling me that he was, because he was like, oh, I'm about to get this new job. I'm like, oh, what kind of job, friend? Oh, I'm working for ICE. And you still want to get in these guns? crazy. That's crazy.
Insane.
And this is after he found out that my parents are not American. Nigga, you gonna pick up my mama? I swear to God. No, I'm sorry. There are always going to be lines, right? And just so you know, this is not the first time that I've seen ICE being offered as a job. Back in 2018, when I was working at a security firm, there was this guy who I was working with, right? And he was Middle Eastern as fuck. And he said, oh, this is my second job. My first job is at ICE. Oh, okay. Why did you do that? And he said, well, by the way, this nigga from Canada. I can't make this up. I can't make this shit up. This man tell me, well, I would rather like the people that I pick up be able to look into a face of someone that they recognize so that they know they're safe.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I can't make this up. And sir, if you ever see this, because I can't remember your name, because I thought to myself, I should never commit this to memory. You are a traitor to everything within your bloodline, your entire family, your entire fucking culture. Yes, he trying to mirage that bitch. That's exactly what he trying to do. What do I see? Nothing. And then he told me, I can get you a job there. Now, just want to let you know, I didn't know anywhere near as much as I know now, right? But even then, I was like, why would I work for ICE? He was like, well, it's great money. And back then, they weren't paying anywhere as near as they're paying now. Back then, they were only paying $22 an hour. And he was looking at my little 1681 that I was making in 2018 and was just like, I know you want to get some extra money. And I was like, never that bad.
Never sell out.
And just so you know, that's on a very low level of the way that they're trying to get us to sell out. There's way bigger levels of this, of selling out. And what they're wanting us to do is to sell everybody out for the sake of an imperialist colonial state. You know how shocked I was to look into this brown man's face as he tells me, oh, well, you know, whoever I pick up, I want them to feel good. So, because it's not just white people.
Do you know if a black cop put me over, I would still feel like I'm about to die today? I guess this is what I'm not going to make it because, again, the institution of it all.
It's a system. It's a system, and it doesn't matter what you look like when you decide to involve yourself in the system. Period.
So since he decided he wanted to get a pat on the head, good boy pat on the head, and join that and pull black folks over that other black folks to feel safe.
And you know what he was telling me about? The new house that he just had enough money to buy.
Girl, forgot where I was at.
Listen, when I say black, you 100% correct. Black cops are the most aggressive because black cops want to play step and fetch it so bad. God forbid it's a black cop and that white cop's daddy.
Mm-hmm.
I promise you, because the black cop looking at the white cop like, Daddy, did I do good? Did I beat the Negro good enough for you? That's what's happening.
Good boy. Girl. Y'all need... keep forgetting we on TikTok.
I know. They just banned you.
They just banned me now. I'm just like,
for
girl.
Titties that are not even Aaron's. The titties don't even belong to Aaron.
Right. Y'all act like my booty.
You know what I'm saying? Like they just showing a hole today.
Right.
As if they would do that for free.
Right, the fuck? Just because my whole...
We are in an economic downturn. You think we doing it for free?
Okay.
I promise you can't see this coochie for less than 100. Look, get the fuck out of here.
We're trying to keep the lights on, honey.
Bruh, we is broke. Anyway, let me stop. Let me stop. Okay. So, we're going to go ahead and go to the last topic. Don't worry, the next show is going to be a lot longer, guys, because I'm sure we'll have a lot more to talk about. I am going, but before we go into the last topic, just want to let you know, I am going to be doing a little traveling, but there is still going to be a show. I am scheduling a show with Aaron, and we have a special guest. I want to go ahead and we will get to that later, but hey, Saran. And we are going to be talking about, and we're going to be talking about the things that keep us sane, which is art. It's going to be completely about our creative prowess. We're going to be reading poems. We're going to be really diving deep into what heals us as a Black queer community, as a not neurotypical community, and I just cannot wait for that show. I will be scheduling it soon. More than likely, it will be either the first or second week of November. So please look out for that. I'm also going to be putting out new episodes of Not Your Magical Negro within the next couple of days, so please watch out for that. So,
period.
Let's go ahead and get started. This one's called The Shield.
This organization is using these 4 people and also potentially this company in its conspiracy with the GOVT to fuel white nationalism. I'm going to pitch it to you as if it's a TV show that I'm creating. Let's strap in. Let's start with the foundational building blocks of this narrative. Building block number 1. The Shield is comprised of 70% Black players, 100% white team owners, and about 70% white viewers. Building block number 2. The sport and the Shield are not just entertainment. This is a military pageant. It is a hyper-patriotic reality show. Football is America. It is Americana. That association is very much on purpose. Building block number 3. There is always a face of the Shield. I'm not talking about the best player in the game. I'm talking about the establishment golden boy, the main endorsements guy. Until 2023, it was him. And before that, it was them. All white, all QBs. Those are the building blocks of the world of this story. Now let's talk about this guy. In 2016, he uses his platform to protest this. And because the Shield is so closely associated with patriotism and, by extension, the military, it spins the protest as anti-American. Eventually, the protesting player gets released, doesn't get re-signed, but by that point, he has aligned himself with this guy. And it seems like this guy is going to have his back. Until 2019, when that guy makes a deal with this guy, who is besties with this guy. The Black Moguls Company is now going to be responsible for providing all entertainment for the largest, most watched show in the country. The deal also includes a way less exciting social justice initiative that the Black Moguls Company will also be overseeing, and we can assume that that is essentially to pacify the Black audience. The shows were a huge success and majorly upstaged the social justice initiative. Meanwhile, the player who started the protest completely fades into obscurity and doesn't get to come back to the league. And then it's sort of ironic when the next year the Shield starts painting this on all of its fields. Essentially, it torpedoed the protest, blackballed the person who started it, sent a message to all the other players not to do the same thing, and then co-opted the message. Clock that as an MO. So now let's fast forward to February 2023 when this guy announces his retirement for good this time. He has been the face of the league for years, and he represents a foolproof archetype for the Shield. Good-looking white player plus famous white wife equals massive brand value. Now that he's officially retiring, the Golden Boy role will be empty, and the Shield is going to have to fill it as soon as possible. The annual championship game is a few days later, and it's the first time in Shield history that 2 brothers have faced off against each other. This is a big deal to hyping up the game, and also it boosts both brothers' public profiles. Now at this point, this guy is widely agreed to be the best player in the game, and he's a QB, so he seems like the perfect fit for the Golden Boy, but one problem, he is not white. If you're not familiar with the one drop rule, look it up. So at this point, we all know what happens. The Shield chooses to go with the white player who isn't a QB rather than the mixed race one who is. It becomes clear that he's the face of the league when he starts publicly courting the most famous white woman in the world, and it actually works. And it's at this point that his cultural relevance seems just completely astroturfed. Either way, it doesn't really matter though, because the partnership is super lucrative from the beginning. She is going back and forth between tour stops and stadiums to watch him play, which is creating countless viral moments and cultural relevance for her. He makes $30 million in endorsement deals just in the first year, and the Shield makes $1 billion in ad brand value from this
in that
release.
grift.
Okay, so then in March 2024, she releases this album, which feels suspiciously patriotic, especially given the political climate at the time, but she presents it as an important examination of Black musical history and also an opportunity to reclaim Black space in country music, and her fans, by and large, support. So then during the tour, the internet is flooded with images of her fans, who are mostly Black people, wearing Americana looks, American flags, to the music venues, which are by and large football stadiums. That December, she gets a whole halftime show of her own, which has its own marketing campaign and streams live. Y'all, I'm so close to putting this all together. I promise. Thank you for sticking with me. Okay, so now it's August 2025. This brand releases an ad campaign starring an actress, and it is clearly eugenicist and white supremacist propaganda. A couple weeks later, these two announce their engagement, which also happens to coincide with the promotion of a few of their projects, including his collaboration with the aforementioned clothing brand, which had the eugenicist and white supremacist ad. Here's the logo for the brand. Shortly thereafter, she announces her partnership with this company, which for the past almost year has been widely boycotted for ditching DEI practices. So now he's publicly aligned with a company that's making white supremacist ads, and she is publicly aligned with a company that's erasing diversity. And in September 2025, we get the pictures of these two sitting with these two at the gala event, which raises major questions about King and Queen Bee's politics and loyalties. And last week, his granddaughter releases her new line of merch. This is the logo. Does that look familiar? Because that is also his exact logo from his partnership with the white supremacist eugenicist ad company. So she is supposedly offered the big 2026 mid-game show. She supposedly turns it down, and it ends up being this guy. Now, something I want you to consider is who is in charge of the entertainment for the show, and whether or not it feels likely that that person would have approached this artist. So now this guy is going to do the show, which seems like a big FU to white America because of everything that's been going on with immigration this year. But I actually think it could be darker than that when you remember the Shield's proven track record of silencing protest and then co-opting it. This is an artist who just a few months ago was very publicly protesting the United States by refusing to bring any of his tour stops here. A final piece of the puzzle, she releases this album last week. It is filled with racial dog whistles and tradwife/conservative propaganda. Okay, so that's the backstory, world, and characters of our show. Let's get into the season 1 story. So one of the most important things that I need to establish for the audience is how intertwined the Shield is with the government. The Shield is essentially the government's main propaganda arm. And because of that, we'll see how important it is for the Shield to maintain a white face, because the sport is America. When you think of American people, they want you to think of white people. When you think of America, they want you to think of white America. So when season 1 starts, the Shield is already aligned with the Black mogul, who publicly identifies as being down with the struggle, but is really all about the bottom line. They offer him a deal, exclusive rights to produce the largest live show in the world, as long as he uses his street cred, essentially, to get seemingly radical artists to perform the mid-game show. Because these artists are guaranteed to inflame the white audience, it will make the audience feel like they have power within the league. Meanwhile, the Shield uses its relationship with the Black mogul to co-opt his own wife. In my series, they incentivize her to release her all-American Americana album by offering her a deal on venue costs, because they're all football stadiums, essentially using her to manufacture Black consent for patriotic imagery and, by extension, patriotism itself. Main story arc of the season is the Shield trying to identify and then install a new Prince, Golden Boy, face of the league, someone who represents their push towards the alt-right. We'll see everything that goes into not only making that decision, but also brokering the merger between the white football player and white America's sweetheart singer, and how the Shield incentivizes both of them to lean into the white nationalism of it all with their extracurricular projects and brand deals and partnerships. I also think it's going to be really interesting to see the arcs of the two female celebrities who, because they're now aligned with the Shield, are essentially silenced from saying anything anti-war or really political at all. But then we're also on the flip side of that going to see how, because they're both billionaires, they're essentially evil irrespective of race, because all they care about at the end of the day is enriching themselves. So season 1 is really about showing how the Shield is like a secret branch of the government, and about the lengths the Shield is willing to go to manufacture its fans' consent to maintain a pro-war, pro-patriarchal, pro-white supremacist status quo.
And that's why I never fuck with football. I can't fuck with football. I just can't.
The light hair, the flag, the imagery. Listen, and you're looking at two people who love Beyonce and her music, right? But just because I was born at night doesn't mean I was born last night. I think I need everybody, when you do see the show, the link will be put up there. I want everybody to watch the video. This is actually a 4-part series or 5-part series, and I encourage everybody to watch all of it. I think one of the things that I need y'all to do is to actually stick to a politic, because anything had to happen was Jay-Z just had to go up and be like, oh, it's okay, and we let it go.
Yep. What he said in one of his songs, I don't need the NFL, they need me, I don't need them. And now look at him. And that's the thing, that I guess they think we forgot. I'm not sure what's going on.
But that's because most of us did.
Because at the end of the day, we see, when it comes to this black excellence shit,
we are willing to go and put blinders on for a lot of it. We're like, well, there's a rich black person involved, so it can't be bad. Listen, Rihanna, I love you. You need to figure out what kind of humanitarian crises are going on in the factories in India that are making Savage Fenty. Like, I'm sorry. Like, my politic doesn't change. And it doesn't change no matter who I'm talking about.
Yep.
And I feel like that is very threatening to people, to have an unchanging politic no matter what they're speaking of.
Yeah, people hate it.
And I don't understand why. Because you would think that makes me an objective person. But it doesn't. For a lot of people, it just doesn't.
I think that's the difference, again, between leftists and liberals.
Oh, hugely. Well, and that's mostly because liberals aren't really liberal. They're centrists.
Yeah. Well, they're conservative to me.
Exactly. They're centrist Republicans. Mm-hmm. That's literally it. They're Republicans who don't want to be looked at as evil. That's literally it. That's the only difference between them.
We have 2 right-wing parties. In my opinion. Actually, that's a fact.
No, that's actually a fact. Because if you look at other countries...
She ran a campaign that was further right than Bush and Reagan.
Which is insane. Which is insane, because Bush and Reagan were ridiculously right-wing.
And now she's trying to run again. I'm hearing rumors of. Y'all never learn y'all lesson. That's all right.
Listen, I don't care about the coconut that fell out of the tree. What I am going to say is that I need people to understand that it's not just okay for you to look deeper. It's imperative for you to do so. People are so polarized. Y'all need to see that interview. Oh God, I don't know which interviewer is speaking of. Do I want to watch it? No. I'm still trying to take my depression medication. You gotta let me be, friend.
I'll never forget when Jay-Z said, calling me a capitalist is like calling me the N-word. Like, he sees the word capitalist and how we view capitalists as a slur. And I feel like people who don't like folks who drag capitalists still, again, see themselves in capitalists. But meanwhile, you have no fucking capital.
None.
But I guess you still think that one day you will be a billionaire for whatever reason.
You have been fed the lie that if you work hard enough, you could be just like them.
And it makes you nervous because you see the outrage and how angry people are at billionaires. And it makes you nervous. So you defend them because you still have that goal, that mindset for whatever fucking reason.
Which means that you just want to exploit other people. Because there's no billionaire that has ever been created without exploitation of some people.
And besides that, there's no, you can't say that you care about the injustices going on and have all this fucking money. You could end world hunger just like that. That's also why it's no such thing as a good one.
Because if it takes $20 million or 20, no, I'm sorry, it was 20 billion, $20 billion for you to go ahead and figure out all of like poverty and lack of, and food insecurity in this country. Wouldn't you see every single person who's got more than 1 billion putting $1 billion in to make sure we can have that? This is how I know y'all aren't good people. The only decisions and choices that you make are things that could actually aid your bank account, that could aid your pocket. That's the only thing you care about. You do not give a fuck about people.
Yep. And then again, because I will always compare Christianity and capitalism, a lot of y'all thousandaires still see billionaires as people who are God ordained. Y'all still... And that's why y'all will always defend it every fucking time. Just like Christians defend God, even though that man doesn't give a fuck about us if he is real. He didn't give a fuck about our black asses.
Slept on us for 400 years.
I was going to say, here we go.
I know, right? Because I'm like, what else? What else we got to do, friend? Because it's always something. Nigga, hold on. All right. Okay. Whatever.
It's like it's all intertwined. That's why we talk about the pearly gates and silver and gold in heaven and shit. Why does God care about capital still?
Well, I'm sorry. And why in heaven do the streets need to be paved with gold?
Right.
Why is that attractive to God? It's God.
It's God. And mind you, money isn't real. Y'all ain't ready for that conversation, man.
It's okay, friend. We already know what's happening. So what I want everybody to do, because we are going to go ahead and wrap it up, whether it is to my TikTok or Aaron's TikTok, or whether it's to my Instagram or Aaron's Instagram, I want y'all to come in and let us know what kind of topics you want us to talk about. Because even if it's like the interview with Kamala Harris or whatever the case is, I think
I might watch that just to get myself.
Yeah, you can watch it, friend, and then you can tell me what happened.
I know it's going to be bullshit, but I'm going to watch it. Look, it's content. I got to educate the masses.
You do though. And that's why I could never say no. But it is so sad the place that we're in, where at this point we could never expect any politician to give us anything, and that's down to Mom Donnie. Sorry, New Yorkers. And by the way, I think y'all should vote for Mom Donnie.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's so crazy. People think you're nuts when you say that. I'm like, hey, he's still a shill for the government.
He still believes Israel should exist. So, but hey, that's the thing.
But he also wants rent control. He also wants a lot of different things for New Yorkers. I think that it makes sense for New Yorkers to vote for Mom Donnie. I feel like it makes no sense for anybody to vote for fucking Cuomo. I honestly don't know how he is still walking around. He looks like he's been in a cryogenic tube for 30 years. But regardless of, I still believe that you should vote for Mom Donnie. I just don't think that you should believe every single thing that he is saying.
He's a politician.
Because he still doesn't want to talk about Antifada in a way that makes sense. We still can't talk about how Antifa is just really anti-fascism and it's not a terrorist organization. There's still a lot of things we're not willing to do. Walk and chew gum, people. Do you think I'm mad because y'all voted for Kamala Harris? I'm mad that you guys don't realize that we were voting for the least of each war criminal, like Aaron said earlier. That's what I'm mad about. But I understand not wanting Mango Mussolini. Dear.
And I'm also mad because this is, again, decades and decades of that. You're going to keep getting more Trumps. Because yes, I too, if that man gets hurt, I will go on a 24-hour live. I will celebrate.
Listen.
But let's not be stupid
I'll even play gospel music.
Where we live at. We are disguised as a country. We are disguised as one. And we have a monopoly on violence. That's the only way America and Israel can survive.
Is the monopoly on violence. I really hope y'all heard that. I truly hope y'all heard that.
And the veil is lifted, and now it's like, oh my God, this ain't the America I know. What are you talking about?
Especially when they talk about, oh, this is not really Christians. Have you read the Bible? Read Judges 19 and come back to me and tell me how good it was supposed to be. Were you paying attention? It's fine. It's fine. But at any rate, I just want to... Where was your antennas? Nowhere to be found, friend. Nowhere to be found. In fact, they basically like blind people without that stick with the red piece on it. They just, I don't know, friend. I'll find out eventually.
Right, I'll get that one day, girl.
Child. Anyway. So I want to thank everybody, all four of you, for tuning in.
That's gonna be awesome.
All four of you. Thank you, four people, for coming into our live at the Earth is Ghetto podcast. I want you all to always remember that being queer is African. Like I said, I have much more content that I'm going to be bringing out for you guys. More content that me and Aaron are going to be bringing out for you guys. So just stay tuned and please, please, please message us because we want to talk about the things that you want to talk about. So let us know what subjects you think are important. Let us research and come back to you with a bomb ass show.
Yep.
Okay? So again, please remember that being queer is African and we're gonna see you in the next one.
Bye, about the police.
Peace.
Bye, hoes.
Fuck ice.